design practice based in London. Microphone can. Okay, I thought it was loud enough. Apparently not. Hello? Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamara Zakaria. I'm the founder of Bukra Studio. It's a design practice based in London. We explore the future of learning. We explore the future of learning, especially how do we bring closer the moment you learn something to when you experience it and get to learn from that. And we focus a lot on experiential learning, especially within government. How do we bring that type of learning within government? I also work with a lot of different UK government entities, both central and government, and really focus on helping them test and learn by doing. So that's about me. Welcome to this session. This is session 3, people participation and co-creation to advance service delivery. Today, it's about making strategic participation decisions in government, as you may have heard from the brilliant session earlier, and we have Derek and others who were in that session. And also, I'm sure you've been hearing across the past 2 days about how important participation is. But then a really important question that was posed in the session earlier is, where do we start and how do we do it? So this is meant to be a really hands-on session on how that's done, and that's through a case study with a Thailand team, but also through a simulation that you'll go through to once we're done with that. This is the agenda. It's split into 3 parts. We'll start with an introduction, and then we have the presentation, which is a case study on being really practical. What does a participation look like? And then a simulation that we'll work together in teams for. So why does participation matter? We've been hearing about participation a lot over the past few days, and we hear about it, and I'm sure everyone hears about it all the time. Who here thinks that participation matters? It's a very obvious question, but humor me. Okay, a lot of people who don't think participation matters. This is for the skeptics, because participation can be something that's anecdotal, but a lot of the times it's really not. There is evidence that participation does make services better. It does improve trust, and these are some sources. Like European Commission found out that 3 to 5% of GDP is lost annually on poorly targeted services, and that can be tremendously improved if we actually engage people and speak with them. You have an increase in 20 points of trust premium for governments that demonstrate real participation, and that's a report from OSCE Drivers of Trust. And there are many like this. This is just an example of all the different quantitative for the number hard people in here that need to see the numbers. And also one really important thing is that people are twice as likely to comply with a policy that they feel they participated in and was fair, even if the result wasn't according to what they, like the direction they wanted to take it in. But if they believe it was fair and it was participatory, they are twice as much to actually be happy with it, or live with it at least. So yay, we all love participation, most of us at least, and think it is the way to go. And as a lot of you may have experienced and heard in the discussions, starting may seem overwhelming. There are so many different tools. There are so many different frameworks, so many different things. Where do I start? Where do I end? At what point do I involve the resident? What kind of person do I need to bring in? How much does it cost? It is a lot of things to consider. So starting might seem overwhelming and sometimes daunting. But in reality, it is quite simple and follows a simple logic that we all use in our day-to-day life and in our work. So essentially, we start off with a design question. We make design choices that have design outcomes. I'm oversimplifying here, very aware of that. But let's start with a design question. So essentially, in the design question, we set out what are the constraints? What are we working with? What do we want to optimize for? That's a really important question because it can go in so many different directions, and before we embark on that journey, we need to understand what our strategy is and what we want out of that strategy and what we're optimizing for. Because optimizing for reach as opposed to optimizing for budget versus optimizing for inclusion versus optimizing reaching the most marginalized. Like, there are different things that we can optimize for, and sometimes they're at odds with each other, so we need to make trade-offs. Which leads us to design choices. And design choices are the bunch of decisions that we need to make around a participation process. And those are influenced by the strategic direction that we made in the beginning. So this is really small. These are some of the things that we might want to consider. So when in the policy life do you want residents to be engaged? It could be before design, throughout the cycle, after. None of this is, no answer is right. It will depend on what you're optimizing for. For example, who will design and manage the process? Is it an in-house team, or are you outsourcing that? Which groups will be invited to take part? And that will also depend on what you've decided before. How will participants be identified and recruited? Is it random representative sampling? Is it word of mouth? Is it targeted sampling? There are a list of things that you can choose from. Which methods will be used, which will also influence this. Is it an online survey, in-person workshops, conversations via community groups, citizen assembly? Again, a long list of things you can choose from, and the list goes on. But it goes on to the very end. How are results analyzed? Once you receive those results, how do you analyze them? You can also be participatory in that. And also the final step, how do you share back? In many cases, we can see that we ask people what their opinion is, but then we disappear into a black hole, and they never know how their participation influenced, or where it influenced, and what it influenced. And if that happens over and over again, it becomes really frustrating and discouraging for people wanting to participate again. So there's also a decision to be made at the very end. How do we share back as well? So this is a bit of like summarizing all of those different choices into some phases, but this is not conclusive. This is one approach. And then finally, design outcomes. So those choices will mean outcomes which hopefully align with what you were optimizing for in the start. So each of those decisions, when you decide to involve people, who you decide to involve, how you reach them, what are the lengths you go to be inclusionary, how representative are the peoples that you're involving. That will all influence different things. How many people you reach, how inclusive the process is, how representative the process is, the trust you're building, how transparent people think the process is, your budget, the speed in which you deliver, and whether the loop is closed for participants. So these are all things that will be influenced by the choices you make. And an example of bringing these two things together, and you'll see in the simulation, because that's a bit the framework that we're going to be looking at, is if we're looking at these different things, so these different parameters for outcomes and how we score design choices, an online survey, for example, might be high on reach, might be low on inclusion, might be 2 stars on representation, might be 3 stars on transparency, might cost $150, and might take you 0 days to create. And these are all fictitious numbers. But essentially, that might be right for you, and it might be wrong. If you're optimizing for cost, that might be the thing you want to go for. If you don't care if you're optimizing for reach. Citizen assembly, your reach might be smaller, just because you're engaging less people. Inclusion is much higher. So is representation, trust, transparency. It's going to cost you much more. And those are all trade-offs that we'll need to make when we put together that participation strategy. I'll stop here. That's an overview, and just to give us a mental framework of what of the simulation we're going to do later, but also to get us ready for the participation, for the presentation, and I'll be handing over to the team from Thailand. 1 second. Is it here? Oh, you're over there. Okay, here.
Hello. Okay. Thank you very much, Tamara. Yes. Uh, okay. With a presentation for me, please. First page. Okay. 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 Thank you very much, distinguished the guests, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The Highland Research and Development Institute of Thailand, or HRDI, is a public organization under Thailand Ministry of Agriculture Cooperatives. Okay. HRDI work with Highland communities across Thailand, many of whom are indigenous people living on remote areas. Despite their long history of living on and caring for this land, many communities face challenge related to land use, public service, and resource management. Okay. In many highland communities, settlement and farmland overlap with forest areas because boundaries are not clear, creating conflict not only between communities and government agencies, but sometimes even among community members themselves. Different government agencies often work separately, each with its own data, plans, and priority with limited information sharing. As a result, public services were often fragmented, making coordination difficult and reducing their ability to respond to real community needs. Communities also had limited opportunity to participation in decision. This is where participation become a key part of our approach. What was needed was not only good projects, but better share information for correction action. All stakeholders, including local government, technical agency, and community themselves, need to work together. To help driving multi-stakeholders participation, HRDI introduced plot-based land mappings. The initiative was submitted to the UNPSA under the title Map for All, Inclusive Mapping for a Sustainable Future. What makes Map for All different is that communities were not only beneficiaries of project, they become co-creation to co-creator of the process. Starting in 2012, HRDI teamed together with government agencies, local authorities, community leaders, and villagers walk the land. The participatory mapping process includes 4 steps. Okay. Step 1, HRDI work with communities and government agencies to explain the purpose and benefit of plot-based land mappings so that all stakeholders could move forward with a shared understanding, mutual trust, and common goals. Okay. Step 2, together we identify boundaries, correct coordination, and maps the actual use of the that area. Information on soil, water, biodiversity, and land use was also correct to support sustainable development planning with communities. The mapping process helped clearly identify forest area, residential areas, farmland, and land use. Each plot was assigned a unique number linked to the land user. Public hearings were organized for data discussion, evaluation, variation, and agreed upon by stakeholders before integrating into a digital platform. For many villagers, this was the first time they had an opportunity to openly discuss land boundary together with government officials. Step 3. Share information, help government agency identify real communities' needs and prioritize investment more effectively. The, the community's development planning process involve all stakeholders, include community and key partner in decision making. This help create effective plans across economics, social, environmental, and infrastructure development. And step 4, the mapping data was developed in both digital and offline format. The system enables stakeholders to access and use share information more easily. The print map help ensure that participation remain inclusive in remote area with limited internet access. Community continue to validate and update information through local HRDI staff. HRDI data center is responsible for system management. The mapping system enables government agencies to provide essential public infrastructure more effectively, including water system, road, electricity, internet connectivity, basic service that has previously been difficult to deliver. Different government agencies use the same information to deliver different public service in reducing duplication, improving coordination, and making service more accessible to rural communities. Over time, the government recognized the value of this approach. Plot-based land mappings become part of national policy. Community planning and sharing mapping information were integrated into the National Sustainable Highland Development Plan, received approval at the cabinet level. Okay. So next. Information generated through the mapping process helps support the implementation of Section 19 of Thailand National Reserve Forest Act. As a result, 100% of community in target areas receive legal rights to use land for housing and livelihood under Section 19. The process promotes greater equity and inclusion within the across communities. From the beginning, HRDI designed this approach to the scalable and adaptation across difficult highland area in Thailand. What started in one community has now scaled to multiple highland areas with difficult environmental, social, and ethics contexts. Almost 15 years, approximately 90% across HRDI operating area has been maps. With better information, farmer can plan production more effectively, reduce risk, and connect with market more easily. This contributes to their higher income, more resilience, livelihoods, and improved quality of life. Maize cultivation area gradually shifts to fruit orchards and agroforestry system. Green space increase while hotspot incidents in HRDI operating area were significantly reduced. Community are no longer seen as forest enclosure, but as partner and steward of the country's natural resources. I would like to say that a map is not only about where things are. This is about how people, community, and government move forward together. Most importantly, public service should not only be created for people, but also with people. Meaningful people participation is the key to create inclusive, human-centered, and sustainable public service. When people are involved in shared service, government can better understand real community needs and deliver service that truly leave no one behind. This is a map of possibility for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shahrukh. We have time for questions. If anyone has questions about the process, about the challenges, about anything that Shahrukh went through. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I was just wondering if you can elaborate on the time this all took. How much time did it take for each step in the process, including the kind of feedback
50.
process? Thank you.
In the 1 day to now is 15 years. Okay. But it's on the beginning is okay 59% of the around area in Thailand of HRDI. Yes.
It took 15 years to cover 59%.
Yes.
Okay. How much did it approximately cost?
90% about uh, oh, okay 3,000 per plot.
3,000 per plot.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any more questions?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
If we don't have any more questions. Thank you so much, Shahrukh. We'll go back to the presentation and now we can head into the simulation bit. We're going to split the room into 4. So each table is a group. Just let me get the presentation up. And each table will have a case. So you're either case A or you're case B. And you're going to be looking at Republic of Novia. It's a fictitious country that doesn't exist. We've made it up for the purpose of this exercise. But we're going to be coming up with a participation strategy for the Republic of Novia. You'll see that there's a decision card. So in the set of papers on the table, you have 3 different things. So you have the fact sheet, which is information about the Republic of Novia. You have 1 decision card, and that is a decision card you're going to submit on behalf of your group. So each table is going to submit 1 decision card. You have information about your case. So you're either case A or you're case B. And you're going to use that information to come up with a strategy. Just 1 second. Is everyone finding the documents okay? It's written. Each table has one case. So your case B. Wait, why do you have two cases? This one is wrong. So it's this one. So anything with double-sided is wrong. So which one is just the case? So this is the decision. So this is the fact sheet. These are yours. Okay, okay, that's why. Okay, so keep these separate. Yeah, so this is the fact sheet. Okay, we're back up. Let me get the clicker. The clicker is, thanks, sorry. Okay, so your role is you are advisors of the government of the Republic of Novia, and your task is to design a public participation process for real policy change. There are two groups, as we said. Group A, you'll be designing a national housing strategy consultation. Group B, you're reforming support services for marginalized communities. Has everyone found whether they're case A, case B? Yeah? B, okay. Your decision card also says whether you're A or B. So you'll be reading the fact sheet, reading the ask. So there's an ask of you. The government has tasked you. You're a government team, and you're tasked to come up with a participation strategy. And read the case, read the fact sheet of the government of Novia, deliberate as a group about all the decisions in the decision card, and then record your answers on the decision card. So the decision card, there are decisions within that, and you have a limited amount of options for each design choice that you're going to make. It's either one, or up to two, or up to three. Each design choice has a specific restriction around how many of those choices you can make. And the idea is that you deliberate as a group, as a government team, and figure out what are the right trade-offs that you're meant to make to achieve the strategy. And what we'll do is we're going to take these decision cards, we're going to input them into a platform that has logic of trade-offs, of different design choices and outcomes. And we're going to play back which team hit the ideal strategy. So we're going to be scoring. So there are two team A's and two team B's in the room. One team A is going to have likely a higher score, and one team B is going to have a higher score. And then we're going to see what the reaction from the media is, and the reaction from residents is. Bless you. And what the reaction from the minister is. So there's a minister who's tasked you with this, what his perspective is. So we're also going to see reactions from different stakeholders to your strategy, and whether you're over budget, whether you're under budget, whether you've taken too much time, or whether you've done a phenomenal job and managed to do it in 2 weeks. So these are all parameters that we're going to play back once you've made your decisions. So it's a little game. We're gonna have fun with this. Yeah, and does anyone have any questions? No? Is it super clear? Yeah. No. No ChatGPT, no Claude. There's a case. Each table has a case. No, that's the fact sheet. Where's the case?
It's in the participation process.
Sorry?
Is that to descend the participation process?
Yes, exactly, exactly. So the fact sheet is what the country is, because it doesn't exist. So what the country is, you have the decision cards, that's where you record your decisions, and then your ask. What is the minister asking of you? It's over there. It's over here as well. So group A, which is this group. Yeah, so so this is case study A. You're designing a national housing strategy. Just pass it around. Pass it around. I'll pass out more. Do we have more of case A? And then your case B. Yes. And then we have B. Okay. And then your case B. We have 30 minutes. So feel free to use this board over here to make the discussions, to have the discussions, to map out things if you need to, speak with others, potentially discuss with the other case A in the room. And there are different people. So we have, feel free to call on me, on Raoul, on Victoria, on like different people in the room for any help in thinking about this. And just to say, after the half hour, every group needs to give us their decision card filled in. We'll input that into the platform, and then we're going to show the results on the screen, and then the winning team from each side is going to be asked to walk us through their logic on why they made these choices.
And when the minister comes in with the questions, did I understand?
No, so 1 second.
Yeah, so we have to choose, make choices, to choose one or choose two.
We took them.
Okay. No, there's nothing in them. It's just that they might confuse. So this is Republic of Novia.
Yes.
Which one has them?
Yeah,
And then
Yeah,
that's the decision card.
yes,
Okay, and this is the
Like,
case B.
reframing.
Yeah. So there's one of this, one of this. I can get more case Bs if that's helpful. And then there's the decision card, and this is what we need to fill in. We're just going to fill in one per group. Case B.
Sorry, the decision card is where?
yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. That's the,
It was the, you shared with us.
the-
No,
this-
there is
this-
another one. No,
There's just one.
you have two. So the idea is that this is it. This
Yeah.
is the decision card.
B, right? Yeah. Anybody wants this?
So these are the questions. You're going to have to decide.
Yeah, those were the questions we
Yeah.
just had a look at.
Yeah. I just don't want
Okay.
the ones that aren't stapled.
Yeah,
So there's
we'll
one.
fill in that one.
Yeah, so we fill in that one, and that's the only one. Like each group fills
Fill
in
in
one.
one, yep.
So we read the case, we come to decisions, we present,
You submit this.
we submit.
I
And that's
input it. No, I input it in the platform.
Okay.
And then I replay the results. So I
Okay.
tell you how close you are to the strategy. Are you on budget? Are you off budget? I have a platform for that.
Okay.
And then it shows you like, did you score higher? Which team scored higher in the room? Are you and like the reactions of the residents, of the minister, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So this is
Well done, well prepared, thank you so much.
so that's it.
No.
Everybody read the case, and then we're probably gonna get the case first.
Yeah. Summarize this one effective.
Then,
Oh,
Yeah.
so what do we do?
Decision. Yeah.
Decision, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That one. Decision. Yeah. เราก็ให้เลือก
Okay. So maybe to summarize, it's 2/3 Novia is 2/3 urban, 1/3 rural and remote, right? And we need to run a survey, I suppose, of some kind for marginalized communities. So we're specifically focused on understanding the community priorities for affected communities, which is right. So that's what we need to do, and find underrepresented voices and make sure that we hear their representative, their voices.
So maybe give it the first question.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we go through that?
So, should we go to the questions? Decision questions. So, how much? I guess question one is, when do we involve the public? Right? Is it before the design, during the implementation, after the launch, or throughout the life cycle?
From your experience in Thailand, when is it being done? Is it before or during? Before the design itself.
Is it during the life cycle?
During or before? Before the design.
When we say during the life cycle, is it including before, during, and after?
It says, I think so.
Can I?
It just says sustain involvement.
Implementation.
There's throughout life cycle as an option, the fourth option.
Oh,
Throughout life cycle, that's sustain involvement across design, implementation, and
Come
review.
here, because we only. You don't have now the decision card, do you?
So
I think it's better throughout.
Sorry, can we
throughout,
Life cycle. It doesn't mean that we only do once.
Just only before.
implementation. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we
This
show
one.
life cycle.
Throughout life
There,
cycle.
please, Sylvie. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we agree with you. Throughout
Who
life
runs
cycle.
the participation?
So,
Okay, do we have the money?
yeah.
more expensive.
Do we have the money? We find money. Money is never a problem.
Then we state here that we have a problem.
No, it doesn't say that.
Do we all agree that we want to go with the throughout life cycle? Do we have a consensus or do we have a different opinion?
Do you agree?
For question one.
เหมือนควรจะมี participate ตั้งแต่ตลอด life cycle เลยหรือว่าเลือกข้อไหนแต่ว่าต้องเป็นเคสนี้คือหมายถึงว่าถ้าเราจะเลือกข้อเนี้ยเห็นด้วยไหม
I can agree with that.
ว่าควรจะมี
Just to know their experience.
ตลอดช่วงนี้
Yes, everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Consensus.
Next, who runs the participation process? Do we
Who
do
is
this
crossing the?
in-house?
Well,
Is it in-house? Do we government run it, or do we
can you put it more here
do
so
we
I can
do
also see, please?
do it outsourced? Do we hire a contractor?
In-house หรือว่า outsource?
Outsource if we have money.
Well,
in-house
In-house.
In-house.
In-house. Okay.
Why is in-house better?
is an ownership of the participation
For ownership of the project. And we use our resources, our own resources, using our own people.
And it's going to be also more sustainable for the future. And also when we communicate with a group who has already failed to communicate on priorities. We all agree.
Yeah.
in-house
I think their quality will be lower because this government does not have a lot of experience in it, but it is better for the long term.
But a question and a good point. We don't know if they did it in-house or outsourcing before, don't we?
It says that, yeah, I mean, I guess so, but it says the government doesn't have much experience.
They don't have much experience.
Yeah.
Can we find a combo?
No.
maybe hybrid
Can we challenge the platform and find an interim solution? Maybe, yeah. Okay.
Expertise and timeline.
Yeah.
If it's the beginning, it should be outsourced.
Maybe.
Yes. To have the expert opinion.
But I think long term it makes sense to be in-house so that you build the capacity in government.
Does anyone need another decision card at all?
No, good, thank you. What do you think? Should we opt for a third option? We innovate.
Yes.
No, seriously, that we try to. That we say, is it at the beginning? The government engages with experts. That at the beginning we outsource, and that we get the expertise, and that we learn from the expertise, and that long term we would run it in-house together with the expertise, and then we paid out forwards in-house. Third option it will be.
Yeah. It's a mix.
It's a mix.
Yeah.
Okay. You have it crossed as a mix? A new option.
A new option. Mix in-house and outsource. So we do it
Yeah.
outsource first. We outsource first. And then we in-house. Yeah.
Next question: who do we invite to take part? So we have to choose up to 3.
Okay.
The general public, which is anyone living in the affected area. The service users, people who directly use the services. The one here. Community organizations. Or is that? Do you have different options or the same? Same. Community organizations.
Would be tough.
Trusted intermediaries. And frontline staff, so workers who deliver services day to day.
Front line staff คนที่อยู่
I think sure.
ทีมงาน
No, only maximum of 3.
ต้องเจอfree community
Yeah, community organization.
Community.
service user ก็น่าสนใจ
And resident.
Residents. They are the affected.
Yeah.
So they should be engaged as well, take part.
We basically just need to exclude one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think we're excluding the
three choice
frontline staff, I guess.
But the frontline staff needs to know what is expected also from them. On the participation.
Service users. Who is the service user?
Well, this is to design the design, yeah, reforming the services.
Yeah.
So maybe we should discuss who do we exclude.
When we say general public, anyone living in the affected
คนที่รับบริ
area,
การก็หมายถึงคนอื่นที่เป็นชุมชน
that it's
ไม่แน่ใจ
community service
service
and
user
frontline.
Yeah.
ใช่
Yeah.
เขาให้
I guess if we want to reach the groups that are not
งั้
normally
นก็
reached,
ค
then
น
we
ที่
should
ทำงาน
take
ก็ต้องมาร่วม
Honestly,
spend a bit more time on it.
we don't need, in my opinion, the general public because we are reforming for marginalized communities. And if we have the community, the service users, and the frontline staff,
ที่ผ่านมาน่ะไม่ค่อย
I don't know.
ไม่ค่อยแอคชั่น
Yeah, I think that's right. I think,
อันนี้ก็ให้เป็นนี้มา
Because that the general public would be super expensive.
ความจำเป็น
Yeah.
ความต้องการที่
They may not be the ones who have the services.
Exactly.
มีเรื่องของภาษา
It's anybody living there.
Yeah. Because
So we should maybe focus on the actual people who are going to be impacted by the reform,
ชั้นเราก็เป็นหมดเลยอะ
which is the service users and the frontline staff, and then community organizations are those people who can reach the underrepresented groups who we want to target. Yeah, so
because the general public is not really the one that we want to
yeah,
get attention.
yeah.
Then we can agree on that.
Okay.
The general public is not included.
สิ่งที่เราอยากเห็น
Only the
Do
service
we agree,
users.
everyone, that we can exclude only the general public because we are reforming marginalized communities? And in case we have everyone in this first step, it might be too costly and it might be watering down.
And then the
Yes, or do you think differently? So that we have the service users, frontline staff, because they need to know the process, and the community organizations. And then we say in the next step, we will inform and communicate with the general public, but not inviting them right now. Everybody agrees?
yeah, many were being confused by the word affected area.
Yeah.
So when they put general public.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the service users is actually those who use the service in the affected area.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So you get them here, the service
Yeah.
users. What do you think, Dee? She has different opinion, perhaps.
Okay.
I think it's focus on the service, something like
Yes.
digital service or something, but that case relate to people in the area, so I confused
Yeah.
to exclude.
Oh, so we're not excluding the service users. We should include them.
I mean,
Oh, the
general
They
public.
are just people who live in the area,
Yeah.
but not that they are using these services for the marginalized communities. Because the services are meant to be just for marginalized communities only, not the broader public set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
The general
forming
public
the support
has
service
been served.
for
It is the
marginalized
communities that historically have been underserved.
I understand.
Yeah?
Now we can, yeah, we can agree with that.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
สรุปคือตัด general ไปตัด general ไปเดียว
เพราะว่าผลโจทย์เขาโฟกัสที่แบบดีไซน์เซอร์วิสเขาทำให้ได้ผลก็
คนที่ได้ประโยชน์จริง
Next question: how do you choose who is heard? According to one, random representative sampling, which is statistically representative of the whole population. Snowball, which is word of mouth, but other participants choose others. And targeted sampling, which is we over recruit people who are underrepresented.
The last one,
Yeah, I think so as well.
because we are targeting for the marginalized.
Yeah. Especially because the first one failed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can agree with that.
What are the pieces of
Okay.
Next, what methods do people take part? Online survey, in-person workshops, conversations through the community organizations, or citizen assembly?
So we can choose how many?
Up to two.
Two.
ๆออนไลน์เซอร์เวย์มี person workshop
Conversation by the community.
Yeah, I think that should be one
I would
because
take in-person
they're more trusted by than the government. So I agree community
ก็คือสื่อ
organization.
สาร
Do you agree with conversations with communities?
Yes, you know,
communication community organization
We do engage the community.
Yeah.
In-person workshops or citizens assembly? What do you think? And also based on your experience.
communication
What is better, in-person workshops or citizen assembly?
Which one is citizen assembly or
In-person workshop.
I don't like the assemblies because people don't have to show up. This is the only thing, but they can have a better outreach.
No, they might have better recommendations
Yes,
because
yeah,
they're the ones.
that's what I mean. And here,
มาทำอาจจะทำให้ไปดู
this needs anyway to fly into the citizen assembly.
Ideally.
So ideally, we would go with the in-person workshops, and that will go to the citizen assembly.
In-person workshops are good when I think people don't necessarily know the topic or hand or get to debate a new policy. In
Yeah.
this case, it should be services that they are already receiving. So then I wonder if they'll be in a better place to give recommendations in the citizen assembly. That's what
Based
it
on the
is.
targeted sampling.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Good. Do we all agree
Citizen.
that we go with conversations with community organizations and then citizen assembly?
And we get
To
Assembly.
get them to give the recommendation.
yeah. How much
เอาไปเล่นเมืองไทย
How much influence? Inform, we tell people what happened, we consult, we ask for views, but government decides. We co-design, we shape the offices, or we co-produce, which means that the participants also get to decide, I guess. Yeah.
co-design.
Choose one.
Only one.
Yes.
What is co-design? Is for
Co-design. I would
Co-design
say.
is choose the options together with participants.
just communicate with the participant from the beginning.
Yeah.
And
produce
the
ด้วย
success looks
แต่มันเลือก
like
ได้หนึ่งนะ
in the summary that strong participation from affected communities.
Co-produce cannot go without
แต่มัน
co-design.
ดีไซน์ไม่ได้
Co-produce is like a even more heavier version of
But it
co-design.
cannot be without it.
Yeah,
includes
sure.
co-design.
It includes. It goes further. Than, it
Let's
goes
go for
further.
the co-produce.
Co-produce is
Yes.
co-produce is you co-design and the citizens get to decide what it looks
อะไรอ
like.
ย่างเงี้ย
It's more extensive than
More extensive, yeah.
แต่ครูดีไซน์แค่อาจจะช่วย
we don't agree on the design but produce together.
We agree, everyone?
What support removes barriers to taking part? Translation, multiple languages, childcare support, travel support, and digital inclusion.
Everything.
ก็อยากได้ข้อเสนอ
Choose up to two.
สรุปว่า
Only two. Yeah.
Okay, what our challenges?
ก็ได้ข้อมูลก็ได้แล้วเป็นลบอันไหนสำคัญที่สุด Digital inclusion ตอนนี้เขาเรียกว่าเป็นคนร่วมสร้าง
10 it should be good.
Challenges, barriers, including language, accessibility, and transport.
Yeah, so definitely travel support. I think.
When we see here the challenges, we have language, the transport, and accessibility. So childcare would not be there, unfortunately. So women
Yeah.
stay home.
Yeah, language.
Translation and travel support, I
Yeah.
would say. What do you think?
Yeah.
Translation because of the language barrier, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Translation because the challenges is related to barriers
Yeah.
including language and
Digital
transport.
inclusion.
It's our methodologies are not digital, right? They're conversations, so I don't
No.
think we need.
Yes, exactly. Well,
Visual
good point.
Yeah.
Do we want to go with the translation and travel support so that we can get them into exactly?
We can remove
Do we all agree? Yes.
language
เพราะว่ามันเป็น challenge
remove challenge. Yeah, remove the challenge.
จริงๆมันทุกอ่านมันได้หมดแต่ว่าถ้าอันนี้มันก็จะใช่translation สองอัน
Do we do internal government, independent expert review, a joint analysis by government experts and community reps, a citizen review panel to just citizens, or AI assisted analysis? Joint analysis.
Only one option.
One option, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that makes sense.
Do we all agree?
By government and community. Yeah, we
Joint analysis.
The last one.
How do we close the loop with participants?
ถึงว่าตอนที่จะเส้นรูช่วยกันเรื่องของการที่จะ
Internal review, publish report, public response, a point-by-point response showing what changed and why, an oversight group, ongoing group tracks where the commitments are honored.
อันนี้ก็เป็นข้อเดียว
Not the first two.
ทำอย่างไรที่จะให้ทุกกลุ่มมีกระบวนการมีส่วนร่วมเฮลเรื่องของสร้างความไว้วางใจด้วยนะ
ต้อง public response ตัวละ response
A public
Public
response.
response, right?
Do we all public response?
yes public response
Why did you make these choices? Do we want to put it on the flip chart why we made it?
did we take this choice เอามาจากไหนให้ถึงข้อ
I
ข้อ
have a
นี้
good handwriting.
In
Should
the
I write it or would
diet.
somebody else like to?
of not question
You allow me to write?
Yes.
ใช่
ต้องปิดเทนก็เหมือน
So
ว่า
what made
ต้อง
us
ให้
choose
คนที่เขา
these choices?
เป็นเจ้าของ
Can I just?
มาร่วม
I will,
Feedback.
Hannah, I have here your keynotes. I will start and you let us. You let me know if correct.
เขาเรียกว่าสะท้อนเหมือนที่เราพอเอาแบบเอาเนาะคืนข้อมูลคืออยากจะกับบันใจก็อยาก การที่สาธารณชนแบบร่วมตกลงกันได้รีสปอนด้วยกันมาทำไมทำไมเราต้องให้ความสำคัญเรื่องนี้
What is ourถ้าเป็นเราทำไมถึงต้องให้สะท้อน
คือเราอยากให้เขายอมรับชูแบบยอมรับในข้อมูล
แต่
ที่
เหมื
ต
อน
รง
เรารับ
กัน
แต่เหมือนที่พี่แจมเคยพูดเมื่อคืนที่มันเป็นรับฟังความคิดเห็
รั
น
บฟังความคิดเห็น
แต่มันถ้าสมมติถ้าเกิดพ่อหลวงไปพูดอย่างเดียวอะแต่ไม่ฟัง
ฟังเขา
อะยังไงกระบวนการก็ไปก็ได้นะมันจะเหมือนที่
เพื่อให้มันเห็นตรงกัน
มันถ้าเกิดแจงฟังที่พ่อหลวงเคยเล่าว่าที่จะต้องชวนเขาไปว่าเส้นน้ำมันจะคล้ายๆกันเหมือนเราคุยไปหมดแล้วแล้วเราชวนเขาไปร่วมอ่ะอันนี้เราที่เขาจะเป็นปฏิกิริยาเป็นรีแอคชั่นฟีดแบ็กว่าเขาเลยไปร่วมกับเราอ่ะอันนี้ก็ถือเป็นการฟังส่วนหนึ่งด้วยรับฟังฟีดแบ็กว่าเขาทำตามเราหรือเปล่าตามกระบวนการที่เราออกแบบมาหมดแล้วอ่ะ
ใช่มันเหมือนกับเพราะว่าเราอยาก
methods that we choose just now.
and you can present maybe
No.
yes why not a little better woman method so we said cross life cycle yeah
ใช่ต้องเป็นข้อ
engaging in person on a systemic way. Is that what we basically
In-house, in person through the General Assembly, right? Ask them to come and get their feedback. And then community organization. Yeah, in partnership standpoint.
with care?
Yeah.
So this is what we are doing.
Yeah.
Yes, because we want
The trust. The business. How about the community, right?
the blue one.
The blue one.
Go.
Co-production.
What's the method of co-production? In order to start actions and to revise the process. So do you want to say about co-production?
เก่งกระบวนการแน่เลยคนเนี้ยเป็นเหมือนฟ้าเหมือนจะเป็นเปิดด้านฟ้าเนี่ย
ไม่ใช่สตาร์ใช่ไหมหรือว่า
ไม่น่าใช่เหมือนเรา
Joy analyze.
Joint analysis. That's our output, correct?
Yeah.
The joint analysis and the actions.
Well, the output is
The last question was can ask.
the output is the public thing.
What is the
conversation
participatory system?
Co-produce.
No, the
So
Public response. The public response is the output.
Can we say it as a meaningful participation? As a right? Participatory.
And also problem stuff. We want them to know what is behind the problem.
Are you keying in all the results? Are you going to be the one keying?
Yeah, over there on the laptop.
You're going to start keying out.
Yeah, you have yours. It's on. Yeah. Okay. You've chosen everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That's like our.
They're just doing the write-up.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Can you give me yours?
Can you pass me the decision sheet?
Oh, and do you have a team name?
Yeah, we need a
Team name. ตั้งชื่อทีม team
Mix name?
Mix.
Mix.
Yeah. Yes.
team name
Yeah.
Mix
Our name is Mix.
Mix.
Mix group. Yeah.
Mix group.
Yeah.
Okay, mix group.
She writes
You're only one that
right into the mix group.
Meaning. Methods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
ต่อไปต้องไปหัดปลาภาษาอังกฤษ
เอาไทยดีกว่าถ้าภาษาอังกฤษเราก็กังวลไงใช่ไหมเรากังวลมันเหมือนกับแบรีเออร์เราอะเรากังวล
And this is also.
นอกจากว่าเราต้องคิดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษตั้งแต่แรกอะถ้าคิดแบบมันจะได้แล้วถ้าเกิดเรากังวลไงพอเรากังวลว่าเราไม่ไปภาษาอังกฤษเราตัวเราก็จะแอนตี้แล้วคิดตั้งแต่แรกอะคิดว่านี่เป็นโฟกัสคิดว่าภาษาอังกฤษเป็นกระบวนการ
And build for the future. Yeah.
Lucky about 3,000
third option which is not existing.
บาทไงแต่ของเขาเป็นดอลลาร์เป็นกราดีอันนี้ไม่รู้ละติดกับเองก็คือไปคุยติดดอลซันอะไรวะติดดอลซันก็คือไปสั่ง
But I added so much to the platform that we're afraid it might go to break. So I mad my husband to help me build this. He's like, come on, stop. Like, stop this. Don't give me more.
It's your private one.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you a lot. Thank you. Thank you. I believe in learning and doing, and the way we learn a lot of theory is that we don't get to practice it until like 10 years later or a year later. And you don't really learn the thing. Like, even I personally, I don't learn anything really if I don't practice. That's why I've always needed philosophy. A lot of things.
เราเทเบิลออนแต่บางที
Yeah, as we go. Yeah, and also have to figure out how to
ได้ไปทานข้าวที่ไหนต้มยำสังกะสีนั่งรถโบ๊นี่เราไป
So you're
โอ้โหอย่างนี้ถนนโอ้แค่กระโปรงก็ยิ่งน่ากลัวเขาขึ้นเลยแล้วมันเหม็น
Hopefully we win.
what's the prize?
โอ้แบบ
Bragging rights.
เสือว่าอยู่บนที่สูงอย่างเงี้ย
Can we brag in the main panel?
We should get an award tomorrow.
bragging. No,
Being the best.
being the best.
General public comes later.
Confidence level.
น่ากลัวน่ากลัวไปทางนู้นเป็นไงบ้างไม่รู้
Workshop. But the last time we together in the workshop one, the session after lunch, we down to join us for the second
Take a table picture without picture. Take a picture of our table.
Yes,
with
let's
with
take a picture of our table. We want to line up. The winners.
We're missing one.
We can proclaim ourselves winners.
Yeah.
No need to be humble today.
Exactly. She went to the meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Decision maker
ที่พูดทุกคำยังโอเคไม่ต้องไปตื่นเต้นค่ะแต่ว่ามันแค่ตรงช่วงกลางเฉยๆแล้วอาจารย์เนาะจริงๆสมมติหมดนั่นแหละสมมติไม่ต้องไปด้วยใช่ดีพี่ก็ฟังแปลว่าที่เขาไม่ถามแปลว่าเขาเข้าใจ
But they also
ถูก
have
ไหมอาจารย์
playing hide and
ตอบไม่ได้
ไม่หรอกตื่นเต้นสัก
เปิดอะไรเงี้ยแบบนิดนึงว่าเพราะว่าตอนซ้อมคือผ่านมาเปิดอย่างเดียว
อ๋อ
ตอนแรกคิดว่าเขาจะให้ยืนบนโพเดียมพอบอกเขายืนเขาไม่มีอะไรยืนจริงๆก็เลยก็ใช่ก็เลยกินเวลาก็เลยไม่หรอกค่ะผ่านไปแล้วไม่เป็นไรฟังรู้เรื่องไหมคะอ่านเอาค่ะอ่านนะไปฝึกอาจารย์ดีกว่านะคะไว้ไปฝึกอาจารย์นี่เป็นเวทีแรกภาษาอังกฤษเลยนะอ๋อที่ได้นำเสนอ
Yesterday I managed to cancel a trip in 2 weeks, so
ภาษาอัง
a
กฤษ
very
ไม่
long
ได้มี
trip,
เว
and
ที
I'm
อะไร
so
แข่ง
happy.
เท่าไหร่อันนี้
Where was it?
To Moldova, but I would need to travel from another country and to leave again with my kids. And I thought, like, in
พอดีเป็นกระบวนการ
until September, I don't
ถ้า
know.
เนี่ยที่เราไล่ๆกันก็จะเหมือนกระบวนการที่เราทบทวนกันแต่ว่าของที่เนี่ยเขาจะเน้นแบบอยากให้
เดี๋ยวขอสรุป
You're gonna move it to a remote session?
เขาก็เลยอยากรู้ว่าของแต่
ในแบบที่เราทำงานแล้วก็เป็นรูปแบบคำอันนี้เลยหาคำออกมาว่ามันเป็น
How old are they?
นะคะจะได้บอกว่าสิ่งที่เขาทำจริงเนี่ยเขาไม่ได้มาแชร์ว่าเขาทำแบบนี้อย่างนี้ให้เราแล้วเดี๋ยวในเวิร์กช็อปเนี่ยมันก็จะมาสรุปได้ว่าการมีส่วนร่วมมันต้อง
And you are 30.
โซยังสำคัญที่สุดคือยังสำคัญที่สุดเหมือนเราเลือกอะพอเป็นผู้บริการ
You were young when you
ถ้าเกิดเราจะไปใช้ไปแอปใช้กับอบตเราอะไรเงี้ยนะเราก็ต้องบอกว่าเราจะเริ่มวิธีการออกแบบยังไงให้คนที่แบบได้รับประโยชน์ชนชาวบ้านมาร่วมแต่ว่าเผื่อชาวบ้านที่บ้านเราเนี่ยเป็นคนเฒ่าอย่างนี้เนาะสมมติเขาให้
No,
ภาษาเนี่ยเหมือนเราเนี่ยเขาพูดแต่ภาษาเนาะ
But you look so
แต่
young.
ว่าสตาฟเขาพูดเป็นภาษาอังกฤษเขาจะเข้าใจเขาต้องมีการอะไรเงี้ยค่ะเขาจะ
Now when I look back, I always think that's way too early. Now I would not give birth before 35. Never.
อันนี้ที่
And that would be always my recommendation.
But now you have a lot of energy.
I don't.
ใช่แต่ที่พ่อมันก็ถูกแต่จริงๆ
Mine are 5 and 3.
5 and 3.
Yeah.
เราจะได้รู้สึกว่า
Cute age.
ตัววิธีการที่เราเลือกมันจะโปร่งใส
42, yeah, you told me yesterday. Yes.
สร้างความไว้วางใจแล้วก็รวดเร็ว
Well, that's the approach.
Yeah.
I think
ตอนนี้เขาก็เลย
My wife is younger though. My wife's 7 years
วิเคราะห์
older.
ร่วมกัน
7 years.
So she gave birth at 30 and
ผู้เชี่ยวชาญ
Something.
แล้วกับชุมชน
30 and 33. Yeah.
จะไปเว้ยบุ้ย
ในที่นี้เขาก็จะมีข้อกำหนด
So what was the second one? Let me know, please. Done.
like 16 hours.
16 hours?
Yeah.
อันนี้ก็จะเป็นเฉพาะให้เป็นเจ้าหน้าที่เป็นคนนั้นเลย
I hope so. But with twin boys, it's double the trouble. I'm used to the daughter, and she's like sunshine, clever. She does everything alone, responsible, and then twin boys. What's this now?
เหมือนข้อสอบอะไรดีที่สุดที่สุดผู้พ่อมันก็อาจจะได้
ดีเหมือนกันแต่ว่าเขาต้องไปคน
Boys
ไหน
and
ดี
girls
ว่า
are so different.
ดีที่สุด
ที่สุด
ก็เหมาะกับชุมชนเราเหมาะกับ
ซึ่งเขาก็คิดในมุ
And
ม
do you
เรา
have
โดย
kids?
กับเคส
No.
ทำสิ่งที่
Enjoy. Enjoy.
ถ้ามี
There's
เจ้า
a
หน้าที่อย่าง
study
เดียว
I
ชุมชน
said
เราด้วย
yesterday.
ไป
Big
ได้
Oxford study over 20 years.
ถ้ามีกับชุมชน
Saying
แต่
that
ผมมีเครื่องมือ
unmarried
คือมี
women
เจ้าหน้า
are
ที่ดีที่
way
ต้อง
happier
ข้อมูล
once we are after 40, 50,
ช่วยเหลือเขากับ
60,
ทำ
more
ได้
happier, better career
ไม่ใช่ว่า
development, everything
GPS เนาะ
if they're not married. Yeah.
แล้ว
On the contrary,
เรามี
men
ผู้เชี่ยวชาญ
who
ช่วย
are not married are
แต่
way
ถ้าวันหนึ่ง
depressed.
ใช่
Yeah, because of loneliness and all of that.
And we are like, we're not lonely. Women try.
ที่ชาวบ้านเราด้วยทำอะไรก็ได้เนาะ
You are the only one here, but you are not lonely.
Yeah. And that men, for men, it increases the happiness level when they are married because we take care.
ความคิดที่ได้จากงานแล้วจะเอาไปดูว่าเนี่ยเกิดจากการที่ทุกคนมีส่วนร่วมกันสุดท้ายเป็นสิ่งที่ออกมาว่าเป็นที่ผสมสารต้องไปฝึก
A vi ste trebali profesor. Hajde, molim vas, me nazovite na 062
As long as you are happy.
992 652. Hvala vam.
But a little bit worry, who gonna take care of me when I get older?
You keep sitting, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, you let me sit.
Say winners.
The mixed group
Mixed provokers.
Okay.
ผมไม่มีเลข mixed
Want to share?
พี่แจ๊เมื่อวานต้มผม
Oh, we will talk. can I share?
Is it iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. Let us do AirDrop. Oh, AirDrop.
ไปดรอปกับพี่เขาไปไปดรอปยังไงไปดรอปกับพี่เขาเพื่อจะได้รู้จักกัน
yes
พี่ส่งให้พี่พูดให้พี่เขาด้วยนะถ้าพูดแทนเขาแล้วนะยังส่งหลายๆรอบสิ
Oh, this is our contact number. Share first. We share first. We're ready to go. Okay, Diana. Right. Number 7 of everyone.
Now try again.
We try again.
everyone
It's so frictionless that like
เผื่อพี่พูดส่งรูปให้เขาด้วยนะ
เปิดแจ้งเจอเลยไหมคะ
Oh, not
อ๋อ
yet.
ส่งไลน์ก็จะแอดดอปนะ
ส่งให้หนูแล้วกัน
I had a party in my
And then send dot them.
ต้องเห็นเรา
like come because this
ติดหรือเปล่าคะ
and tell me to turn the noise down because the police so quick.
Airdrop everyone.
AirDrop everyone.
You also need to have it.
Everyone, yes. Already. You can select the picture.
Yes.
Break.
Do we all look good here? Yes, 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 yes. Unbelievable.
ไฟมันสะท้อน
ไฟมันสะท้อนจริงต้องถ่ายมาใหม่
ไฟมาแล้วแชร์ receive
ไฟมันสะท้อน
Oh, okay.
You receive?
ของพี่ก็สะท้อน ของพี่ก็สะท้อน เนาะ
So left and this one right?
Okay, everyone, the moment of truth. We're going to show the scoreboard here. Drum roll. Okay, so we have Civic Punks. And then mixed, boosting Novia and A+. Okay. Oh. Okay, Civic Punks. I'm going to go through each one individually as an overview, and then we can get into each one of them. So your reach was 60%, inclusion was 100. Where are these? So your cost, you were over budget. Your budget was 190,000. You spent 360, 358. So could be why you scored the most. Okay. You delivered in less time than needed, so 79 days out of the 90 days. And also everyone, like, keep in mind, these are fictitious. It's not like 100% accurate or anything. And then next, let's see. And then this is mixed. Oh wait, 1 second. I forgot to do something. We're gonna.
Oh, now we will win.
So we're gonna gauge the room. This is what a journalist said about your strategy. This is what the community organizer said about your strategy. This is what a rural resident said about your strategy. And this is what the finance minister said about your strategy. Finance minister is really critical, probably because of your budget. I can't sign this off. As it stands, it runs over budget for what it actually delivers.
The finance minister was on their way out anyway.
Yeah. So the rural resident, who's hard to reach citizen, word actually reached us out here, and folks felt they could take part without needing to be online or down in the capital, which is fantastic. The community organizer said, the communities I work with would actually feel part of this. The people most affected finally have a real seat at the table. So supportive. The journalist is unconvinced. Because there's some openness here, but I'm not convinced the public will ever see what changed or who's answering for it. So that is Civic Punks. Do you want to say a few things about your strategy? Maybe we'll do this. We'll go through what the platform says, and then each group can say a few words about why they made these choices.
Hello, we're Civil Punks today. And well, our we mostly focused on making sure we gain the trust of the people in these marginalized areas because, as you can see in the background reading, trust is really low at the moment. And so we focused on that. We thought the cost was worth it. We figured the cost would be high, but we thought it was worth the investment on understanding exactly what it is that these people need. And that's why we made the choices that we made. I don't know if there's...
Does anyone want to add to that? Okay. Round of applause. Okay, who is the next group in line? Let's see. Okay, so mixed, 71 out of 100. You are also over budget. You're within time frame. Your participants, the potential reach is would have likely been 1,125. You're 85% on target in terms of reach, which is great. You were very quick, so your speed is 100%. Cost is, how is cost low? Okay. Inclusion is really high. Representation is really high. Let's gauge the room. Okay, what are stakeholders saying? You have similar reactions to the first bunch.
Can we team up with the...
It feels like it's always going to be critical. Yeah, it feels like it's responding in a similar way to the first one. Next, we have... Oh, sorry. Do you want to say a few words about why you chose the strategy you did? And that is for mixed.
Yes, as the other group, we wanted to basically increase the trust, and I think that the outreach or the participation was not as high because we chose actually the general public to come at a later stage. So we thought, you as well? To first focus on the service users and target them with care, and then to have the co-production, which is increasing the costs. But we will talk with the minister together with this group. And yeah, we actually thought that mixing up would be the best option between some of the, like, is it like in-house expertise or using the outsourced capacities, because we would like to have a sustainable approach. And thank you for the great exercise as well.
Boosting Novia. Let me see. So I think the low score comes from being over time. So this required 60 days. And then this took 106 days. That could be where it comes from. Inclusion was really high. Transparency was at 60. Representation was high. Reach was high. The cost was high, but not extremely, like as a percentage. It wasn't as high as the previous two, but the speed was low. And let me see what the room says. I don't know why this is stuck. Apologies. It's repeating the same feedback for some reason. Must be a glitch in the platform. Yeah. Does the group want to speak? Boosting Novia, do you want to speak about your strategy? I can also show your decisions on the screen if that's helpful. And also to say this is a prototype, so there might be glitches. So it's not 100% accurate.
I think we did our best under the circumstance.
It might be, honestly, the glitch in the platform. It's a prototype, so there might be something there.
Oh, okay, no problem. What should we say?
Just like, if you can walk us through your thinking and logic.
Yeah, so we went with the parameters of the 35 days and the 15K low trust in government. So we actually went for the method that we could get the participation by snowball sampling rather than random, and also work with community organizations rather than, broad scale. And then having very little money, so it became all online, maybe some on site. So that was our idea. I think the idea was get it done rather than trying to make it perfect. Yeah, yeah.
Great, thank you. Thanks. Sorry, you were going to say something. You were going to say something. Oh yeah? Really? Interesting, that wasn't intentional. Yeah. Yeah. And final group is A plus. It was 51, slightly over budget, double the time. Target was 92%, which is great. Inclusion was 100%. Trust was also high. Transparency was 65. Representation was high, 80. Reach was at 70. So it is a matter of cost and time, which honestly is very reflective of, and I'll pass on the mic to you, but it is reflective of the state of what governments and public servants go through to get to inclusion and participation. The minister doesn't understand that it does require going the extra mile with budget, and it does require the extra mile on resources, and it does require the extra mile on time. Yeah, exactly. So we know from Shanukan that it took 15 years to reach that. So there is a big element of that, and case B, where you see the lower results, are where it required more focus on inclusion, representation, things that are more time intensive and resource intensive. So just to say that's been showing up here, but would love to hear from the group on how you thought about it and why you made the choices you made.
Thank you. We really understand why was the results as they were. We wanted to, we stick to the scenario we had and the key challenges and the assumptions we had in terms of low trust, about budget and time, but we mostly wanted to avoid exclusion, the most underrated groups, which was the main challenge, and kind of build the trust. That's why we try to choose the methods that would reach out all the underrepresented groups and be most efficient in terms of reaching out and gaining the most information that was needed. So that's the point from our team. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I think with that, we're, let me see if there's anything here. I think with that, we're done. I don't know if anyone wants to ask anything, say anything, but that was the exercise today. Really, really appreciate your time and all the discussions. It was really exciting being in the room and hearing everyone's thoughts and the way you're thinking about it. And I hope this was helpful exercise. And big thank you to Shanukan. Derek.
Thank you. Just a question about the simulation. Is there a way we can learn more about it?
Yeah, just I can put down your email, reach out to me, let's grab coffee, just to say that this is something that's a prototype, it's still being built, there might be glitches and bugs, and we're, any input, anyone who wants to collaborate to build this out, to bring it to a specific context, because it's powerful when you plug in realistic numbers and when you plug in contextual numbers, and that's when it really comes alive. This is a simulation, so a lot of it is made up, and also the logic is case dependent. So any thoughts, anyone who wants to explore this further or look at it further, please do find me. I'm happy, would love to develop this in different ways. This is a prototype, my husband was also almost going to divorce me because like I forced him to build it in like 2 weeks. So he did a good job in like doing his magic.
And true love.
We coded it. We coded it. He runs an AI startup, so we used some of his engineers and some of Claude, and I built the logic and the user experience. So it was a mix of that. It's been really fun, honestly. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Tamara. I think it showcases a lot of the real challenges that governments would have, right? These are real trade-offs to be made.
Yeah.
I think that the next question is how do you then convince the Minister of Finance in these cases? Because there's a finite budget, right? You're going to have to take away budget from somewhere else. So like, how do you do that? And maybe we can ask the Thailand representatives here, like, how do you, because that's a sustained commitment over a 15-year period, you know, for this. Like, so how did that conversation and that dialogue happen such that you're able to achieve this?
That's a great question.
แต่ถ้าเกิดกระบวนชุมชนมันก็คือปี
จะบอกว่าไงดี
พี่พูดต้องบอกชุมชนหนึ่งเราใช้เวลา3 ปี1 community วันโดยกระบวนการเนี่ยใช้เวลา
one communities to use period very long time, and because my team, HRDI team, to work together with participation every process, and continue us to listen public hearings and include data and to make share understanding which government agency every in the area of area which are area based, yes, and if have a conflict is together to include verification to understand in data, which data is a update and to exchange for understanding. Yes. ใช้เวลานานเสิร์ฟไหมโอเคด้วยก็
งบประมาณ
นิ่งถึง15 ปีเนี่ยเราได้งบมายังไง
มันเป็นภารกิจของเราอยู่แล้ว
it is my our mission is every year to have a budget for to we allowed with government agencies to budget for working with community in under our mission.
คือ community นึงใช้เงินประมาณ 100,000 บาท
One community have budget about to 100,000 baht is a mean
ก็มีที่จะเดินชุมชน
and community participation with no use budget. Yes, participation of community in the task, the work with together to mapping process, not a budget to use. No need budget. Yes. One area is very high, very low, very far off community. The resident areas, forest area is a far, is a transport, is a lack of internet. Yes.
Lack of internet.
Is this a
face to face?
Okay. เสริมไหมคะอาจารย์เสริมไหมคะจะได้ชัดให้อาจารย์ช่วยเสริม
ปลามากเลยอาจารย์
This is a pilot project of the Thai in Highland. Yes, it's a focus to the community in area of HRDI. Yes, to achieve for approach to this, make it the best and to the model of the pilot project of Thailand in Highland. Yes, okay, and to scale up and express to every area in Highland. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Big round of applause. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any reflections, any feedback, anything they'd like to surface or say? Otherwise, you all have 19 minutes back. Please, go ahead.
I want you to have your 19 minutes. So say, don't answer a question. But I have a question for, particularly for the practitioners in the room. So I thought when she was explaining how it would have worked with the Ministry of Finance and Community Engagement, I thought I heard the word conflict, and I did. I heard the word conflict between ministries. But I'm also wondering, when one does this type of rating, and I know it's factually but how, especially on something like housing is very linked to horizontal inequalities. Horizontal inequality can be very linked to risk and protective factors for violence. So conflict. So my question is, for those that are actually doing this, how does that get weighted when you're thinking about an area, when you're thinking about developing a national housing strategy? That's massive. It's a huge. It's an extraordinary kind of project. So if one were to wait, do we do more consultation? Do we take more time? Does it take more money? Would you make sure you're listening to all the different groups that would otherwise be affected, positive, negatively, or net neutral? How much does this actually go into day-to-day planning for this, land, housing? These are very concrete things. So it's a question for the room, but also if people would like 15 minutes back.
Can I invite อันนี้ชื่ออะไรนะคะ
ยุทธกรสมทอง
Yuthakon. So Mr. Yuthakon is the farmer, a farmer who was part of the planning process that the team has decided to bring him along to Georgia. So Mr. Peng, he'd like to respond to your question about the conflict, the not enough time for consultation, and how do we actually do Thai. So he'll speak in Thai, and I'll help him translate. Yeah.
ผมคือพูดง่ายๆเนาะการที่เดี๋ยวให้อาจารย์แปลนะเพราะผมพูด ครับคือในส่วนของการมีส่วนร่วมของชุมชนคือกับผมในนามเป็นผู้ใหญ่บ้านนะครับเนาะเป็นผู้ใหญ่บ้านตอนนั้นก็ถามว่าในส่วนของที่ว่าจะมีการขัดแย้งกับภาครัฐหรืออะไรก็ในส่วนแต่เดิมก็ชาวบ้านก็ไม่เข้าใจนะครับไม่เข้าใจในส่วนของที่ในส่วนของที่ว่าทางรัฐจะมาให้การที่ว่าทำแผนที่รายแปลงทำอะไรต่างๆแต่ชาวบ้านเนาะชุมชนก็กลัวว่าจะทางหน่วยงานของรัฐจะมายึดพื้นที่ที่ทำกินของชาวบ้านเกิด
Okay, so as the village head, the time when this whole process started, obviously the village members were skeptical of the government of coming in to do this mapping, because the problem is it's considered forest land, it's protected land, but the communities have been living in there, so they're afraid they would be evacuated from the land through this participatory process.
แล้วก็ในส่วนอีกส่วนเนาะในส่วนของชุมชนคือทีแรกก็ที่เราทำกินเนาะอาจารย์คือในส่วนของที่เราทำกินแต่ชาวบ้านอาจจะครอบครองเพราะเราทำไร่เลื่อนลอยไม่มีขอบเขตคือทำไปเรื่อยๆ
Because we do rotational crops, rotational farming, which is the traditional Highlanders way of living. So we might be seen as encroaching onto the forest land.
แล้วก็ในส่วนของบางครั้งก็มีปัญหากับชุมชนคือชาวบ้านเนาะคือญาติด้วยกันหรือในส่วนของที่เพราะว่าต่างคนต่างจะมาแย่งในพื้นที่
So we also have horizontal conflict, like we don't know whose land belongs to who, and so even among relatives, we have some conflict.
แล้วก็ในส่วนของที่เรามาทำลายแปลงที่มีส่วนร่วมกันทำลายแปลงนะครับคือในส่วนนี้ก็ทำให้เกิดปัญหาในพื้นที่กับอีกอย่างก็ทางภาครัฐ และก็ในพี่น้องด้วยกันด้วยในชุมชน แต่ในชนนั้นผมก็เป็นผู้ใหญ่บ้านนะครับเนาะเป็นผู้นำในชุมชน
So during the time of the actual mapping, obviously there were a lot of conflicts among who owns what and how much can we use the land for farming between the state and the citizen and among the citizens. So I was the village head that time to mediate and facilitate.
แล้วก็ในส่วนของในสบพสเนาะที่เข้ามาทำในแผนที่ลายแปลงทำเอาที่ว่าอะไรอะไรนะที่ว่า GPS มาทำเป็นลายแปลงให้ชุมชนก็ตอนนั้นก็ในส่วนของป่าไม้เนาะในส่วนของป่าไม้ด้วยที่ก็ตอนนั้นก็มีปัญหากันเพราะว่ากับชุมชนคือป่าไม้ก็บอกว่าในเป็นที่ของไม่มีเอกสารสิทธิ์แล้วก็ในส่วนของชุมชนก็บอกว่าอยู่ตั้งแต่ปู่ย่าตายายมาแล้วเลยมีปัญหา
So the conflict has always been about the Ministry of or Department of Forestry and the community because the community says we've been living here for generations, but the forest department says no, this is protected land. So with another agency coming in to help do the GPS and to help determine the area of the land, that was very helpful.
คือในส่วนของทำเป็นวัดแปลงนะครับเนาะที่ทำเป็นแผนที่ทำแผนที่ทำแล้วให้เห็นภาพว่าตรงไหนเป็นของเกษตรกรตรงไหนที่เป็นของพื้นที่ของป่าไม้แล้วก็ในส่วนอีกอย่างก็ในการใช้แผนชุมชนเนาะมาทำเป็นเหมือนขอรับบริการจากทางภาครัฐจะเป็นตัวนี้ด้วยกัน
So it was very useful to co-create the maps together to say where the farming land ends, where's the forest land starts, and to use that map as a basis for asking for services that the citizens are eligible to receive.
คำนัดสุดท้ายก็คือในส่วนที่ทางชุมชนเนาะที่ไว้วางใจที่ทำให้ทางหน่วยงานของสบพสซึ่งไม่ใช่ของหน่วยงานรัฐโดยตรงเนาะพูดไงว่าคือเขาจะมาทำในชุมชนในพื้นที่สูงที่เรา
So the key to this problem is that HRDI is a state entity, but it's an independent entity. It came in to help resolve the conflict between the forest department and the community, and they had the trust of both sides.
ขอเป็นไทยนะโอเคค่ะอีกส่วนหนึ่งก็คือเราชวนpartnership agency เข้ามาทำงานด้วยกันนะคะ
So we
แล้วก็
worked as a bridge to bring all the agencies together.
แล้วก็เป็นการแชร์ข้อมูลโดยใช้ one data
One data set, share all the information
One map.
together. One map.
ค่ะแล้วก็ที่เหลือก็คือเราปรับระบบเกษตรให้เกษตรกรเพื่อให้เขามีความต่อเนื่องในเรื่องของ
So
การ
we help the farmers, the villagers for sustainable agricultural practice.
ค่ะแต่ว่าความยั่งยืนสุดท้ายเลยคือตอนนี้ชุมชนเขาสามารถเขียนโครงการ
So
ไป
now
โดยใช้แผนที่ดินรายแปลงนะคะอาจารย์ไปขอส
the
นับสนุน
community
จากหน่วยงานภาครัฐต่างๆอย่างเช่นเรื่องของระบบน้ำ
The community members, such as him, can now write projects for example, the irrigation system and so on and so forth. So that's how.
Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna try to follow that up if I can. But trying to figure out the question. So the question's around managing conflicts from the perspective of a public servant in terms of community engagement, right? And I think So my experience with doing community engagement in government, it's really challenging as a public servant because you're trying to bridge all these different worlds, right? So on the one hand, you're trying to navigate and build trust with the community you're trying to engage with, right? And usually there's a history of a lack of trust because of past failures. And so you're trying to convince this community that this time will be different. And you do genuinely want it to be different. But then you have to figure out how to navigate your own realities as a public servant. And there's two key areas you run into. So the one is the internal processes. Like, what am I actually allowed to do? So I remember once having a community engagement process that we had to do, and we actually had budget. Usually you don't have budget, but we had budget. The problem is we weren't allowed to give it out. So we had the money, but we couldn't move it because we were a part of the government that wasn't designed to give out money. And so we had to get really creative, and it took a lot of time to figure out, the way to actually give the money out. So just figuring out how to navigate what you can and can't do within your own bureaucracy is itself a major challenge. And it requires a lot of creative thinking and partnership with places that do have levers. But then there's the other side, which is the political side. And so a lot of the engagements I've been involved in government have been highly political topics. And so this is where you have to work with the minister and their team to figure out how do you support them in navigating the minefield of politics around it. So their questions that their fellow ministers are asking is, why should we be putting so much focus on this issue? Are you opening yourself up for risk that could cost us politically? And so we have to be preparing and supporting them. So as a public servant, you're trying to balance trust with the community and be like, trust me, this time it's different. Then you're also trying to figure out, how do I navigate the very limited tools I have to do the engagement that I think want to do? And then how do I support my minister or my political leadership in navigating this to give us the space and the time to be able to do these things? And all of these things are also moving constantly with all these other forces coming in. Like, something that could have nothing to do with us might happen and completely change the board, and we have to adjust on the fly. And in amongst all of those things, we have our own ideals of like what the best community engagement should look like. And we have to take that vision and that dream and somehow squeeze it and maneuver it and figure out the best trade-off for all of that. So I don't know, that's my sort of long-winded answer to your question of what it was like for me doing this in a couple different contexts.
Thanks, Derek. Does anyone have anything else in response to that? Anyone want to share anything? I guess. Sorry? You don't want to leave? Yeah, I think with that, we're done. This has been really, really insightful, hearing from all the different views and how you approach the strategies and the thinking behind it. So I hope this was fun, and we learned something, and would love to keep the conversation going amongst each other. And please feel free to grab me for coffee, chat after the conference. Would love to keep this conversation going. With that, thank you. And thank you to everyone for your time. Yeah. Enjoy lunch.